So I would say the pivot is to really kind of become part of those companies. And the question is, uh, if the company is already operating lean, that might be a good place to go because they're already operating lean. You're going to be, it may not be a large company, it could be a small company, but you're going to be a huge asset to that and their growth. And if they're in this position of really making change in regards to AI, then you might be in a good spot. But it just kind of, the overall story is kind of still sad to me, in regards to just, hey, like, obviously looking at, for example, with Salesforce is a little bit different. They're hiring sales people, um, but for other roles, it's like easy or quicker to neglect. Like, for example, what they said earlier about the sales engineers and how they're like reluctant to hire more sales engineers because of what AI has been capable of doing. Is
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was a role that everybody was getting back in the day because you needed, not sales engineers, sorry, software engineers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so the fact that nowadays, and I've seen some actual posts about this where guys are like, and guys and gals are like, I've been studying for this, I know Python, all the different things, and now I could go to now ChatGPT can do what it took me like however long to do. They can do it in a matter of minutes, if not seconds. It's a little bit daunting, and so right now the question, this is for the chat as well, what that pivot looks like for you. What
Yeah.
does that pivot look like for you? Is it a pivot into sales? Is it a pivot into, just kind of making sure you're aligned with a company that does is a market fit and is actually pivoting, it's actually positioned themselves to be a industry leader when it comes to AI impacting various really, really, really key areas. And so, one thing that I definitely have to highlight is the fact that they did specifically say the contact center. For those who are familiar with the contact center, it's what everybody kind of, either they like, oh, they think it's a call center. It's a call center, of course, it's customer service, but it's a lot more than that. It's retention, it's support.
Hmm.
There's so many aspects to the contact center, which really provides a really great ROI, return on value, when AI is implemented there. It's easier to see, it's easier to kind of even tally and say, okay, I could see a visible ROI, and this is how it's affecting us financially. Not just cutting out jobs, but just overall customer satisfaction, and other things, and net promoter scores, and so on and so forth. So that is something that we have to see, what's the pivot for, like what's the pivot to, like where can AI have its most valuable place and position ourselves there. And I think that it's easier said than done. Don't get me wrong. However, it's one thing that we need to think about.
Prepared for it. Yeah, type of deal. Bro, it's I've been seeing it more and more, but I saw a couple of videos where some guys, AI laid them off basically from their writing jobs, and
Wow.
basically they were writing for companies, and yeah, not only, one guy was doing like 4 articles a month, so like one a week, but they were having all these back and forths. So it's like they create, then they send it over, they review it, and all this stuff takes days, and then they send it back. He makes the edit, and then it's done. And he said, they just stopped sending them work, and then next thing you know, they had 4 or 5 in a week that were posted. So um,
Mm.
that's the kind of impact that AI is having in certain spaces now, but obviously it's going to continue to spread out, right? You mentioned software dev, but one thing that I did think of when I was looking at those videos, I was like, as the expert in the space, maybe the thing for you to do, or maybe at least try, or maybe look into, is becoming the AI expert of that thing, and making maybe a GPT wrapper and selling that to those companies, right? Or hey, I know you think you can use Chat GPT for software development, but here's why my company is better. Softwaredevi.com, right? Here's why softwaredevi.com is better than using Chat GPT. I've been a
Mm.
software engineer for 5 years, 10 years. There are things that I know that are, that we do specifically in companies, that right now ChatGPT is going to do it, but it's not going to be as specific as what softwaredevi.com does. and just using your experience on top of ChatGPT, because if they're going to use it anyway, a lot of people, they don't care about, like, we use ChatGPT wrappers all the time. We just don't know it. And all that is like a company that has made a company, and ChatGPT, or whatever else they want to use, is the like the structure, the base of it. But we
Yeah,
don't know because
the
they
model
put a
that's built
pretty
off of
wrapper.
it.
Yeah. So why not do that for whatever space you're in? Like I thought about that when I saw the writers, right? Like if you've been writing for 5-10 years for companies, hey, you typing in, write me an article into ChatGPT, it's gonna be okay, but it's not gonna be what you need to see what you're looking for on your page. How do I know this? I've been doing it for 15 years, 10 years, whatever. And
Yeah.
so this is what you need. And using that as a way to still get the business, still, be able to work, but now you became the place that people are going to. So that's definitely one way that I thought of that, possibly could mitigate a lot of the stuff that's going on for some
Yeah.
people, because obviously everybody's not going to do that. It just sounds like too much.
Yeah, I think just kind of piggybacking on what you said, I think it's gonna require like an industry, like the combination of being an industry expert, building your brand, consultancy, and then some sort of like enablement, combination with AI that I think a lot of people are gonna go to, because listen, a lot of these models are built, especially if you think about DeepSeek. What are they built on? They're built on experts and their knowledge and what they know. And that's where these models are building from. So if you could combine that with somebody who says, hey, listen, I'm the expert in this field. I have 20, 25, 30 plus years of experience in it. This is what I can see. This is how you can use AI better. Da, 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 da. It's a powerful combination.